What's up, guys? This is Ryan Knows Tech with TechInform.us. On to video 2 of 3 of this evening. This is WWDC Part 2. We're going to be talking about iOS 5. Steve Jobs took stage early this morning. We know all the BS. But anyways, they were out in San Francisco, where the weather was actually pretty bad today. And they talked about iCloud, iOS 5, and OS Lion. So watch the video I posted half an hour ago to see about Lion. Anyways, they're taking iOS to a whole new level. I think John Rettinger will be very pleased. I remember how much he complained, and me too, about notifications with iOS 5. That's one of the big things they have totally changed. So it's coming this fall. I'll knock that out of the way right now, along with the iPhone 5. I think I proved a lot of people wrong. Well, I didn't, but I was right in saying that iOS 5 would come out with the iPhone 5 this fall, and we didn't hear anything about an iPhone 5 today. So, coming this fall, what the hell are we going to get? Let's check this out. Features. I'm not going to go through everything here. There are 200 new features in iOS 5. To read about most of them, you can go over to apple.com, click on iOS, and you'll see it from there. My favorite thing here, by the way, is the PC free logo. Anyways, Notification Center. It's about friggin' time that we see some really good notifications. I'm sure there's all the Android people are going to say, oh, that's a bunch of crap. Yo, we don't want to. It's better, okay? I think that it's better from what I've seen online of Android and what I'm seeing here based about iOS. I haven't used it yet, so it's actually downloading right now from my developer account. There it is. But you've got one swipe access. You got one swipe access where you can drag down. There's your notifications. Check out some of these pictures here of the iPhone 4. It's got the Cupertino weather there. It's got some stocks. Of course, it has Apple on the rise, which they weren't today. You've got some mail. Really easy. No more interruptions. Just kind of pops down at the top. They're definitely not the first to good notifications, but I'm glad they're doing it. The lock screen. There's an iPad and an iPhone. What that's going to look like. You can do voicemails here from the lock screen and get there fast with the iPad. So good graphics here. You can really see what it's going to look like, and there's the notification on top of the iPad. So that's notifications. Can't wait to see it. iMessage. Looks good. It's going to be a instant message client. It looks a lot like iChat for the iPhone and the iPad. I think it's just going to go through iOS 5 users over Wi-Fi or 3G. So that'll be real easy if you don't want to FaceTime. By the way, I know someone's going to ask, and I know, Ken, and you probably would have asked, right?
Yeah, I probably would have.
Yeah, about FaceTime over 3G. They had no mentions of that whatsoever today. So maybe it's not going to be here in iOS 5. I was sure hoping it would be. Almost a reason to jailbreak. So with that, it's just going to be some nice talking back and forth with other iOS 5 users, kind of like texting. So if you don't have texting, it may be a really good way to get in contact with those people. Then there's Newsstand. Kind of like iBooks, you're going to be able to get a lot of news here. Newsstand, keep your subscriptions in one place. Shop for more. I look forward to seeing it. I don't think it's going to be something I use a lot. I'm not real big on news aside from tech news, but I think it's nice that they've added it. Reminders, something we can probably all use. That you can come in here. It's like iCal. Set something up, and it's really cool because you can tell it to remind you to take out the trash when it realizes that your geolocation is back at your house, or when you leave your house. Shut garage door if you're really stupid or a woman driver. You can check this out, and it'll just tell you what to do when you arrive or leave somewhere. So that's really cool. Of course, you can do a time limit and a list and stuff like that. Location reminders. There it is. Twitter. They are finally putting Twitter right into iOS 5. This is an awesome feature. So if my iPhone is currently running iOS 4.3.2 or whatever the latest version is. If I go into Photos, go into Camera Roll, here is a picture of a Chrysler SL600 that was down at Jeff's. Beautiful car. Too bad it's a American product. But you can go in there and click on the little icon in the bottom left, and then you would have an option to tweet, or even a TwitPic option. But you can be able to tweet it from iOS 5, so that's really cool. They're going to deeply integrate Twitter within iOS 5. There's the tweeting of photo stuff, just what I talked about. There's that right there. Send the tweet from there. App integration. So if you have another application that you might want to tweet your score from Doodle Jump, you can go in there, give it access to your Twitter account. You only sign in once within iOS, and then all the other applications, of course, with your permission, can go in and utilize that data. Then there's the camera. They have done some improvements with the camera. You now have a button on your lock screen. I know, Ken, you're going to like this, right?
Absolutely.
where you, at your slide to unlock screen over here, as you can see, there is a quick access for your camera. So you can use that. Vlogging, you see a nice car. Oh, you don't have to slide to unlock and wait 3 seconds for the app to open. Turn it on and push the button. They have also put a shutter button. If you're going to hold it, let's see, it would be this way. And then you can use your up volume button as a take picture now command. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to press the screen, and when you press the screen, the whole camera moves and then you get a bad image. Again, another picture of that. You're also going to get autofocus with auto exposure, so that'll help making the iPhone camera even better than it already is. And then you also get grid lines. So if you wanted to line something up a little bit better without a tripod, you've got some grids there. Pinch to zoom, nice feature. You'll probably use that, Ken?
Every day.
Awesome. Better than the scroll bar right now, which I guess sometimes doesn't work.
Right.
Then there's photos. After you've taken the photo, you can go in and do a little bit of editing from there, edit on screen, and then you can crop and rotate. It's about time. I mean, that's such a basic feature. Couldn't have taken much to add that, but it's definitely something we can all use. There's the auto enhance. You can see that definitely looks really good. And remove red eye, so big differences there. Then there is Safari. They have done tabbed browsing, and I guess this is going to work maybe here on the iPhone. Too early to tell. As I said before, I've got the downloads going right here of those files, and I don't think I can legally put that stuff online, but we'll see what we can do. So tabbed browsing should be really nice, at least on the iPad. I mean, you use that as a desktop, don't you, half the time, Kevin? Mm-hmm. So it'll be great to be able to have different tabs, and instead of having to click and then go to like a Safari-like screen on the Mac and choose your different tab.
It'll save a lot of time.
Definitely. Here's your reader, improvements, reading list. Well, okay, you can save stuff to read later if you actually do that. And it is finally PC free, meaning you can go to the Apple Store, buy an iOS 5 device. Speaking of iOS 5 devices, we should probably cover compatibility. iPhone 3GS, iPhone 4, iPad 1, iPad 2, iPod Touch 3G and 4G, and of course, 5th generation devices, including iPhone 5 and iPod Touch 4, and I'm sure the iPad 3. So you can go and buy that device, open it up out of the box in your car, turn it on, it says welcome. Do it right from there. You no longer need to go get your Mac and go get your PC and plug it in and set it up with iTunes. It's all done from there. So that's easy. You're also going to get Wi-Fi sync. How nice is that? You can sync over Wi-Fi now to your Mac. It's about time. Game Center improvements, of course. Calendar and mail enhancements, as I said before, with security. That's nice. Multitasking gestures for iPad. Canon, we've had that for a long time. Mm-hmm. But finally, you can do 4 fingers up to, it's the equivalent of double tapping the home button. And then you've got AirPlay. You can mirror it through AirPlay wirelessly to your Apple TV. Very cool. And then there's that compatibility that I talked about before. So iOS 5 definitely looks like a hit. It's going to be a while until fall. I wish it were sooner, but I guess they needed the extra time. This is a big update. So a lot of it is playing catch up to Android, but there's a lot of new features in here. I'm really excited to get it on my iPhone and iPad within the next hour or so. It looks like the downloads are moving along pretty well down there. So thanks for watching this video. Be sure to leave your thoughts on iOS 5 down below, and check out the other video of macOS Lion and the one that I'll be recording in 5 minutes about iCloud. Steve Jobs went up and talked about iCloud for a little bit. So that's the video for today. Subscribe if you like the content. Be sure to check out our site at www.techinform.us. My Twitter is twitter.com/JamesRSchultz, and the web shows every Tuesday night between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ustream.tv/techinformus. Talk to you guys there or in the video. I'll start in a few minutes. Thanks again. Bye-bye.